Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive financially while others struggle to make ends meet? It's curious, isn't it? After all, what separates those who manage to build wealth from those who can barely get through the month? It might be that what's keeping you from achieving wealth isn't a lack of effort or talent, but rather some deeply ingrained myths about money that you didn't even realize you believed. Society is filled with misconceptions when it comes to money, finance, and wealth. From an early age, we're bombarded with ideas that shape our financial mindset. Myths and erroneous beliefs are propagated and repeated without question, generation after generation. The problem? These beliefs can act as invisible barriers, hindering your financial success and limiting your growth potential. Today's goal is clear. We're going to debunk 5 of the biggest money myths that might be keeping you from getting rich. Breaking down these beliefs isn't just liberating. It's the first step toward achieving the long-desired financial freedom. Let's walk together to reprogram your mindset, open new doors of opportunity, and ensure that your financial future isn't limited by old misconceptions. The last myth I'll share could completely change the way you think about wealth. So, stick around until the end, because the surprises awaiting you could be transformative. Myth 1. Money is the root of all evil. How many times have you heard the famous phrase, "Money is the root of all evil"? For many, this saying echoes as an absolute truth. But is that really the case? Is money by itself the villain of the story? Or are we interpreting this matter simplistically and wrongly? This belief probably stems from misinterpretations of religious and cultural texts. Over the centuries, money has been associated with greed, corruption, and inequality, creating the idea that being financially prosperous is morally questionable. The original phrase, for example, comes from the Bible, but it says something different. The love of money is the root of all evil. In other words, the problem isn't money, but the obsession and excessive attachment to it. Let's demystify this once and for all. Money is a tool, neutral. It amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, it will allow you to be even more generous. If you're selfish, it can amplify that as well. Entrepreneurs like Bill Gates, who have donated billions to humanitarian causes, are a clear example of how wealth can be used for good. So, instead of seeing money as an enemy, view it as a tool that, in the right hands, can create opportunities, solve problems, and improve lives. How about starting to reprogram your mindset and seeing money as an ally on your path to prosperity? Myth 2. You need to earn a lot to get rich. One of the most widespread beliefs about money is the idea that to accumulate wealth, you need to have a huge income. Many people believe that if they don't earn high salaries, they'll never get rich. This myth is so popular that it ends up demotivating those with modest incomes, making them give up on investing and saving because they think it won't get them anywhere. However, the reality is quite different. It's not how much you earn, but how much you spend and invest that truly makes the difference. Think about it. How many people do you know who earn very high salaries but are always in debt, overwhelmed with payments, and with little or no assets? On the other hand, there are inspiring stories of people who, even earning modest salaries, manage to save, invest, and achieve financial independence. The key to financial success lies in what you do with the money you earn, not necessarily in the amount. After all, the difference between earning a lot and spending a lot and earning little and spending wisely can be what separates those stuck in the rat race from those who achieve financial freedom. Take the example of someone who works as a teacher or police officer, professions known for paying average salaries. There are countless stories of people in these situations who, by living below their means and consistently investing, manage to accumulate enough assets to retire early and securely. Strategies like living frugally, saving a percentage of your salary, and automating investments in diversified funds like ETFs or stocks are practical steps anyone can take, regardless of income level. In the end, true wealth lies in creating healthy financial habits, not in earning an exuberant salary. Myth 3. You need to be a financial expert to invest. It's quite common to hear people say they don't invest because they don't understand anything about finance, or because it's too complicated. Maybe you've even thought that investing is a territory reserved only for those with economics degrees or experience in the financial market. However, this is one of the biggest myths preventing people from starting to invest and building their wealth. The truth is, you don't need to be an expert to invest successfully. Nowadays, There are countless tools, apps, and accessible content that make investing simpler than ever. Think of digital investment platforms which are designed to be intuitive, even for those who don't have much knowledge. Moreover, there are investment options like ETFs, index funds, and government bonds that are accessible to anyone, regardless of their understanding of the financial market. These investments allow you to start small, diversify your assets, and grow your wealth steadily and safely, without having to dive into all the technical details. A great example of this is the story of ordinary people who started investing with the basics, without any prior knowledge. Many began by buying shares in well-known companies or investing in index funds that track the market, and over time, they saw their wealth grow significantly. If you take a little time to learn the basics of how investments work, you'll see that it's possible to build wealth even without being an expert. The key is to start, and simple platforms like digital banks or investment apps already offer the resources you need to take the first step. So, how about leaving that fear behind and seizing the opportunities the financial market offers? Myth 4. You need to save every penny to get rich. There is a widespread idea that to get rich, you need to live an extremely frugal life, saving every penny and cutting out all types of luxury or pleasure. Often, this mentality makes people believe that to accumulate wealth, they need to sacrifice quality of life and live on the edge of their expenses. But is this the only way to achieve financial independence? While saving is indeed an important part of the process, the truth is that focusing only on extreme savings isn't the key to getting rich. If you really want to build wealth, the secret isn't just in cutting expenses but in making your money work for you. And this is achieved through investments and creating multiple streams of income. Think of the great entrepreneurs and investors. Many of them were certainly cautious with their finances, but the big difference was how they expanded their revenue streams, whether through side businesses, stock investments, or even acquiring real estate. Balancing saving with seeking opportunities for financial growth is the true formula for success. Take the example of people who balanced controlling their finances with creating new sources of income. Many of them started with a fixed job and, at the same time, created small side businesses or invested consistently, even initially with modest amounts. This balance between saving and investing is what allows for sustainable long-term growth. Therefore, instead of focusing solely on cutting expenses to the maximum, also think about ways to increase your income, whether by improving your skills, investing wisely, or even developing a side project that can generate profit. This way, you'll not only save but also multiply your money. Myth 5. Financial risk is always bad. When we talk about investments or any financial decision, one word often generates a lot of fear: risk. Many people believe that any type of financial risk should be avoided at all costs, as they imagine risk is synonymous with losing money or failure. This thinking causes them to shy away from opportunities that could, in the long run, generate significant returns. But is all risk really bad? The truth is that risk is an inevitable and often essential part of financial growth. Experienced investors know that calculated risk is a powerful tool for achieving wealth. The problem isn't the risk itself, but how you manage it. The secret is to evaluate the potential return, study the market, and diversify your investments, minimizing the chances of significant losses. Unplanned and exaggerated risks, of course, can lead to losses, but avoiding any risk can also mean stagnation. History is full of examples of companies and individuals who took calculated risks and reaped great rewards. Apple, for example, took a huge risk by launching innovative products, and today it's one of the most valuable companies in the world. Learning to differentiate between unnecessary risks and calculated risks is a fundamental skill for financial success. Carefully evaluating options, understanding the market, and diversifying your investment sources are essential steps to minimizing the impacts of possible losses and maximizing returns. Just as a company that invests in innovation and takes risks to grow, you can also apply this mindset to your personal wealth. By exposing yourself to calculated risks, you open doors to opportunities that might never have materialized otherwise. The lesson here is clear. Don't let fear of risk paralyze you. Instead, learn to manage it, and you'll see how it can be your ally in building a prosperous financial life. Now is the time to act. The first step to achieving wealth is changing the way you think about money. Challenging these myths was just the beginning. If you enjoyed this content and it helped you see money in a new way, don't forget to leave your like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to build your wealth.